Hey, so this is the third time that I have done this video for Signorina Misteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo that I ordered from Micro Perfumes. Um, However, I just noticed that it's on Scent Box as well. So I'm sure you're all, it came out in 2016. I'm sure you're all familiar with the cute little bottle that it comes in. It's very cute. And I think you can get this pretty inexpensively, like 50 bucks or less. And I'm probably going to try and do that. I like the bottle and I like the smell. But by the way, again, I've done a few reviews tonight. I'll say on each one, please forgive my very ugly nose cast. Plus, I have a cold. Anyway, so this is my third time doing this, and I've sprayed it on this scarf a few times. And the reason I have to do this review over is because I think that I listened way too much to the other reviews that I have read and the ones that I've watched on YouTube. Because now that this is sat on this fabric, I can see why it has this name, the Misterioso part of it. To me, this has changed a good bit, and it's very pretty. I do like it. So, a lot of the other reviews, and I'm not saying they're wrong because everybody has their own opinion. Much of what else I've seen and heard is that it's too synthetically, sickeningly syrupy sweet, like a fake blackberry syrup. Um, so I kind of had that in my head, and that, however, it's described as an ambery floral on Fragrantica as far as the definition of it goes. I had that in my head, and so when I first smelled it, it is very sweet. But when I first smelled it, the first thing that popped into my mind was that it smelled like a grown-up and or nighttime version of a fragrance called Berry Blast, which is made by, if you like pink sugar, which I don't care for pink sugar. I know it's popular with a lot of people. I bought it and gave it to my niece, and I don't know that she wears it. But if you're familiar with that, then you know they've got the version called Berry Blast, which I do like in the summertime. I really like. It is a berry blast. It's got a lot of blueberry, and I like that for the summertime. But that is much more fruity bright. So I thought this, which is not a blueberry, it's a blackberry. I thought this smelled very much like a grown-up version of that. Not that it's not grown up to wear Berry Blast, because I wear it. I don't care if it's grown up or not. But you guys get what I'm saying. This is a more, I thought, sophisticated version of that. And to some degree, it still is when you first spray it. When you first spray it, that's my take on it. Like, oh, it's a more complex, adult, richer, darker version of Berry Blast because of the thick, creamy sweetness and the patchouli that's in this. However, this is kind of a mysterious fragrance because it starts out, let me just read the notes though first. First of all, the main accords say vanilla, fruity, sweet, lactonic, white floral, patchouli, and tuberose. Sweet, it definitely is. However, I don't find it sickening sweet, especially as it settles, like others say. And I'm a little confused because some people say as it settles, it becomes that sickeningly synthetic, syrupy sweet, whereas I get something else as it settles. Anyway, the notes, gross. The notes are top notes of blackberry and neroli, middle notes of tuberose and orange blossom, and base notes of milk mousse, black vanilla, husk, and patchouli. Also, some people say it's long-lasting. Others say that it's not. I'm going to probably guess that it's fairly moderate. But, with vanilla and patchouli and the base notes, those are lasting notes. This is mysterious in the sense that it gets, in my opinion, very nighttime, elegant, mysterious, sexy as it dries down. And then with that vanilla and patchouli, I think it is like a sweet floral, because as it dries down, you get the floral and you keep the sweetness. You have the darkness of the patchouli in there, although it's not an overwhelming patchouli, but you still get some bright, almost like green citrusy pop with blackberry, but it's just like kind of tingling, like fizzing in the background of, I almost feel like you could mix, even though this is blackberry, if you're familiar with the very tart raspberry that is in Lady Million, that's very, very strong, tart, sharp raspberry when that opens, in my opinion. This definitely does not dry down with that kind of sharpness, but it's almost like that kind of brightness hiding in the background of this very creamy, sweet floral. But there's just like a certain, I like the name of it. It is kind of mysterious. It's this certain little fizz of brightness in the background, as you've got this creamy vanilla patchouli. And I think this is not an everyday fragrance. I would not wear this every day. And in warm weather, I would wear it in the evenings. And I am sure that it sings in cool weather. That doesn't mean you can't wear it in the summer, but I would just not wear it in the heat of the day, just because of how sweet it is. I know a lot of very young people really like doing that, and that's fine, but I wouldn't do that. So this is sexy in a very feminine way. It's got the classic sweet, the vanilla patchouli, but like almost, it's weird to say because it says milk mousse. So that milk mousse gives it that lactonic smoothness, but still with that, darker sweet patchouli, you still get a little pop of like nice, just kind of like hiding in the night, like some some bright fruity floralness in there. Almost fizzy, and I haven't heard anyone else say that. Maybe fizzy is not the right word, but almost a little tiny bit of like mouth-wateringness, like a little bit of bright like greenness and tangy fruitiness. Maybe not tangy, just fruit, the blackberry. I really don't get the synthetic syrup blackberry. Maybe I need to respray it. Let's respray it one more time, because I don't want to do this video again. While I respray it, let me say, while this isn't every day, I would like to have a bottle of this. I'm sure it is worth the price tag, which isn't much. It's very feminine. Let's just respray it one more time. I don't want to do the video again. Ooh, my t-shirt drawer is going to be smelling like Misteriosa. Oh, yeah. I like the opening too, though, you guys. The opening is that ultra sweetness people are talking about. It's very pretty. Oh, that's a nice, beautiful blast of Sweet creamy blackberry. That's pretty. And that brightness is what I'm talking about. That is kind of like hiding, but it's there, like as it dries down. That initial blackberry smell is happy to me. It's sexy. It's like vibrant. And I like fruit chilies, although this is not a fruit chili. That's not how I'm trying to define it, but I like the fruit and patchouli type smell. Um, Now it's starting to change. There's always those people too that'll say something's linear, and I'm like, what are you talking about? No, it isn't, because I see people say that about certain things, and I think it changes quite a bit. Now it's already changing. More of like a sweet, creamy floral. What is interesting to me is when this really finishes drying, is that on Fragrantica it says the ambery floral. Okay, maybe that's like happening in the middle. I think you have that nice, exciting blackberry in the beginning. And I feel like it's that ambery type floral, supposedly, or that's what they say, like in the middle. But then it's actually in the dry down. That's the mysterious part of it, I think. That creamy vanilla patchouli is very nicely sits. But I almost picture like Alice in Wonderland when she's in the forest. You see little eyes and little creatures in the darkness. There's those little pops of the brightness, those top notes, that green, fruity, but juicy blackberry is still there. That probably sounds so corny, but I visualize everything. This is very pretty. It's mysterious, it's juicy, it's sweet, it's sexy, but it's very feminine, and it's grown up. This is not, any age could wear it. Well, I wouldn't say any age. I wouldn't put this on a young person. Even though it's fruity and sweet, it's grown up. It's you know, not mature as in mature fragrance, but it's an adult, feminine, attractive, female type smell. Yeah, it's very pretty. So I hope that describes it. I'm trying to describe it better than what I've heard, which is other than just uh, chokingly sweet synthetic syrup, because that's not what I personally get. It's a very pretty fragrance. Not every single day, but definitely on occasion. Very nice to have. So if you like milky sweet, an adult feminine, milky sweet fruity flavor that's a little bit darker. Ultimately, when I say darker, I just mean, not frolicky, childlike. Then I would suggest this. So I hope that covers this one. Let me cover up the camera so you don't have to see me up close.